Welcome back to Trick Questions, the show where we talk about your favorite magic tricks. Better late than never, right? Talk about this on Friday. We're talking about Chris Ballinger's Forced Outcome, a really great trick where you show, where you have the spectator choose a card, and then the card gets lost in the deck. You say it's going to jump back to the top. It doesn't. It's not their card. You say, oh, let me do 4 guesses then. And then all 4 cards are not theirs. And at the end of the trick, the way I do it is I end up showing all the cards to be their card. And then the cards switch back to 3 indifferent cards, and then their card. The way Chris Ballinger does it, though, is he shows he has the spectator pick one of the 4 cards, and if it's their card that they choose, he turns it over and says, "There's your card." If it's one of the 3 indifferent cards, he'll do the moves to show all the cards to be their card. Alright, so Eric James does not have a question. He's got a question about the way I do the trick. He says, I love Forced Outcome. Why don't you use an MT when you do yours? Yours does look great, though. Alright, Eric, I'm not entirely sure what an MT is. I think it's a tilt. I think you're talking about a tilt. If you're not talking about a tilt, send me a personal message and say, this is what I actually meant, and I'll answer your question in personal message. But if you mean a tilt, the way I do the trick is comfortable for me. I feel it's more comfortable for me to do it the way that I have done it since I've learned the trick. So yeah, that's the way I don't use an MT. The way I do the trick, the moves that I do in the trick, the way I do them is because it's more comfortable for me to do the moves that way. So that's just why I do it that way. Alright, so let me give my little review on Forced Outcome. It's my favorite card trick. The best thing is you got to carry a deck of cards around with you. You don't have to set anything up. Completely impromptu. It can be done with a borrowed deck of cards too, which is always great when you can go to somebody's house and they say, let me see a magic trick. You pull your own deck out and like, no. I want to see a trick with my own deck. And they hand you a deck of cards. You can go right into Forced Outcome. And, it really does blow people's mind. It's one of those sucker tricks where the spectator think, you've messed up the trick. And then you blow their mind with some really cool magic at the end. You get a nice magic moment at the end when their card is there, and they saw 4 cards that were not theirs, plain as day. The thing also that I'm going to give you a little tip that Chris Ballinger does not talk about when you get the trick is the secret, the move that I added. I was going to say the secret. The move that I added at the end of my routine. I do the entire trick, I think almost the same as Chris Ballinger. I think I took one sleight of hand move out and replaced it with another. But anyways, at the end, after you've shown all 4 cards to be their card, I do one other little bit of proving by doing a frustration count. So, I think in that one instance that Eric is talking about, you can do a tilt. I believe at the end when you show all the cards to be theirs, at the end you can also do a frustration count, which is a little bit more proving. Some magicians may say, well, that's good to add at the end, but it's a little bit of too much proving. But I think you can do the frustration count as well, which is really, really cool. And you can also do the frustration count, too, without doing the first sleight of hand move, which would be the tilt, or I forgot what. I'm having a brain lapse this morning. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm filming this, so my brain's not awake yet. But the move that I do before the frustration count, you could eliminate that as well, and you could do just the frustration count if you wanted. Alright, so that's going to do it for this week's Trick Questions. This show is based on your questions, so please make sure to post questions down below for next week. We're going to talk about a really neat David Regal trick. It's Memento, where you have this block of acrylic, and the word "my favorite card" is written on the spectator selected card, and it's encased in this acrylic. They pick a card out, you put it back in the deck, and then it gets encased in this acrylic here with the words "my favorite card" written on it. So leave your questions down below for Memento. I think I've done it for the 365-day magic challenge, so you can go check that video out when I did it, and I'll see you next Thursday or maybe Friday for another all new Trick Questions.
If you'd like to see more awesome content, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. New videos are posted every day of the week. Also, check out my website and register so you can post in the forums. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, like me on Facebook, add me to your Google Plus circles, and check out my merchandise store to pick up some awesome swag. 444RR. Game shows, magic, and more.